Hello students, today we are going to discuss some of the topics in first lesson of atomic structures. So the first one is electromagnetic waves or electromagnetic radiations. So what is an electromagnetic wave? So the oscillating electric field and magnetic field which are produced by the oscillating charged particles are mutually perpendicular to each other and which are perpendicular to the propagation of the wave. Such type of wave is named as a electromagnetic wave or electromagnetic radiation. So we have so many number of electromagnetic radiations are there. When these are arranged in ascending order of frequency or wavelength or descending order of frequency or wavelength, the diagram which is named as a electromagnetic spectrum. So spectrum is a series of lines. So that series is arranged in ascending or descending manner of wavelength of electromagnetic radiations or frequency of electromagnetic radiations. So in the figure we can see the electromagnetic wave. So the yellow colored one is electric field and the blue colored one is magnetic field. So which are perpendicular to each other and both are perpendicular to the propagation of wave. That wave is named as a electromagnetic wave. And in the second diagram we are seeing the electromagnetic spectrum. This spectrum is arranged in ascending order of wavelength. So that means increasing order of wavelength. So in this figure we have shown various types of electromagnetic radiations. The first one in descending order of frequency or in ascending order of frequency, the first rays are gamma rays, and then next one X-rays, and then next one UV rays, and the fourth one visible rays, and the next one microwaves, and the last one is radio waves. The wavelength of radio waves is very larger and the frequency is very minimum, and the wavelength of gamma rays is very minimum and the frequency is very high. So with these various type of electromagnetic radiations which we are using in our daily life, and these are the examples for the electromagnetic radiations and their uses in our daily life. And then we are moving in through the properties of electromagnetic wave. So this wave can be expressed by using which of the properties or which of the parameters. So the first parameter is the wavelength, indicated by lambda. We can define length of a single wave. So just see the diagram. So I am drawn a wave. So this is a wave which is propagated through a single point. So some of the crests are there and some of the troughs are there. And what is wavelength? What is the length of a single wave? The distance between any two successive crust or successive trough. So these two are the successive crusts and these two are the successive trough. So the distance between the successive crusts or the distance between the successive troughs is indicated by lambda. This is named as a wavelength. So here it is a length, so the units we can write as a meters or centimeters. And the second one, frequency, which is indicated by the symbol called nu, N-E-W, nu. This symbol is named as a nu. And then what is frequency? So the number of waves propagated through a single point in a second is named as a frequency. So consider I am choosing a point here. So at this point in a second, how many waves are passing through that point? That number of waves is named as a frequency. The units for the frequency is H or per second. Per second, how many number of waves are propagated through the given point is named as a frequency. And the third one, wave number. which is indicated as a nu bar. So which can be defined as a number of wavelengths per unit length. So the number of wavelengths per unit length is named as a wave number. So we can write the wave number is equal to 1 by lambda. So by using this formula we can define the wave number as another way as reciprocal of the wavelength. So the units are meter inverse or centimeter inverse. And most of the electromagnetic radiations passes anywhere. For the passage of electromagnetic radiation, no medium is required. All the electromagnetic radiation can move in vacuum also. All the electromagnetic radiations move with a speed of light is indicated by the c. And this parameter has a relation between c is equal to nu lambda. So the relation between the velocity of electromagnetic radiation and the frequency and the wavelength is given by c is equal to nu lambda, where c is named as a velocity of light and nu is named as a frequency and lambda is named as a wavelength of the electromagnetic wave. Now the second theory, Planck quantum theory. So according to this theory, atoms and molecules could emit or absorb energy only in discrete quantities, not a continuous manner of energy could not be absorbed or could not be emitted by any of the atom or molecule. The emitted energy or the absorbed energy should be in discontinuous manner. So that indicates discrete quantities only. So this small quantity of or the smallest quantity of the energy is named as a quantum. So the smallest discrete quantity of energy is named as a small packet of or which is named as a quantum. So this quantum of energy is always proportional to the frequency of the radiation. So that indicates E proportional to nu. When we removing the proportionality, we can write any constant, so that equation E is equal to h nu. Here h is named as a Planck's constant and the value for Planck's constant is 6.626 into 10 power minus 34 joule second. So this is the Planck quantum theory. Then according to this theory, energy of radiation absorbed or emitted can move in particle nature only. So that indicates discrete manner only, not a wave manner. So based on these two parameters, so electromagnetic wave, the radiation which can propagated in a wave manner, and according to the Planck quantum theory, the radiation emitted or absorbed which can be in discrete manner only, not the continuous. So based on these two parameters or these two properties, we can justify that the matter has a dual behavior, or the energy absorbed or the emitted which has a dual nature. So that is named as a dual nature or dual behavior of electromagnetic waves. So that indicates electromagnetic waves can propagated or which has wave-like properties as well as particle-like properties also. So based on Planck quantum theory, we can define a black body radiation. So the body which can emit or which can absorb all the frequencies of radiation which are fall on the body is named as a black body. So the black body can absorb all the radiations which fall on that body, or which can emit all the radiation which is absorbed by that body is named as a black body. The universal black body is not there, because every matter or every body can absorb only some of the radiations of light or only emit some of the radiations of light only. So in generally we can say that there is no universal black body is present. And then third one, photoelectric effect. Just see the diagram. So which has a vacuum tube. In that tube left hand side we are placed an absorber which can absorb the electrons, and the right hand side we have placed a thin metal plate which is designed by a special characterized metals like potassium, rubidium, cesium and francium. So when a beam of light is passed on that metal plate, the electrons are ejected from the thin metal plate and moved toward the absorber, so that there is a movement of electron from the metal plate to the absorber. So there is a movement of electrons, so which can produces electricity, which is shown by an ammeter. So this setup is named as a photoelectric effect. So in generally we can define photoelectric as the ejection of electron from a special characterized metals like potassium, sodium, rubidium, cesium by the action of light is named as a photoelectric effect. So by doing this experiment we are giving some of the assumptions. So what is the first one? When beam of light is fall on the surface of the metal, the electrons are ejected. So there is no time lag between the scattering of light and the ejection of electron. So when the light is scattered onto the plate, the electrons are ejected from the surface of the metal. There is no time gap between the ejection and the scattering. And the second one, the number of electrons which are emitted from the metal surface is always proportional to the intensity of the light. So the number of electrons ejected from the surface of the metal is always proportional to the intensity of the light. So that indicates if we increase the intensity of the light, the number of electrons ejected from the metal increases. And then every metal associated with some amount of frequency, that frequency is named as threshold frequency, which is indicated as a nu naught. The frequency associated with a special characterized metal is named as a threshold frequency. And nu here we are indicating as a frequency of light which is fall on the metal surface or which is scattered onto the metal surface. The frequency of that light is indicated as a nu. So when considering if nu naught is equal to the nu, so that indicates the frequency of light is almost equal to the threshold frequency, then what happens? The electrons will eject from the metal surface, but which does not has any movement, so that there is no movement of electrons, but there is a possibility of photoelectric effect. So that indicates the kinetic energy of the electron is zero. So when frequency of light is equal to the threshold frequency, the kinetic energy of electrons is zero. And the second case, when frequency of light is less than threshold frequency, what happens? The ejection of electron does not takes place. So that indicates there is no photoelectric effect. In the third case, when frequency of light is greater than the threshold frequency, so what happened? The electrons are ejected from the metal surface and the velocity of the electrons increases. So that indicates the kinetic energy of the electrons increases by increasing the frequency. So by these assumptions we can conclude that if the intensity of light increases, the number of electrons ejected from the metal surface increases. And then if the frequency increases, the kinetic energy of the electrons increases. So this is about the photoelectric